Savannah, what is your topic?
Should the orphanage system be reestablished?
Thank you, and proceed.
Ronald Reagan said that we can't help everyone, but everyone can help someone. I took this as the orphanage system was meant to help people, but in the long run, it ended up being bad. Now, most of us have seen the movie Annie, the old one or even the new one. The old one, Annie was in an orphanage system. The new one, she's in a foster care. They even had to change the whole song for her, so it's about foster care. Now, what is an orphan or an orphanage system? It's a child who has no parents, or majority of the time it's just when they lose one parent and that other parent can't support them as well. How I basically took it is it's like a hotel, except it's one giant room and there's many beds in it, and there's like your bellhops or like the people helping you who aren't always nice to you and everything, but they're still there to help you. And they were set up mainly because of religious reasons, and they have really bad care in their orphanage systems. Some history about it. It was set up in the 18th century, and it was in really bad. They had really bad conditions, and after the civil rights, people just weren't equal. And post World War II was when they started shutting them all down. In Chicago, 1970, they just completely wiped out all orphanage systems in that year, so they had none left. And then it just kept spreading across the U.S. that they didn't want any orphanage systems. Now, there's orphanage systems and foster care, and foster care is what we have. It's also called RTC housing, and they have many good services and education, and by service I mean like health services, and they get to go they have nice playgrounds and nice beds. And it's a group home, so like a caregiver that's set up through the government to make sure they're okay and good would foster or adopt almost a kid. And foster care keeps families together because once they're in the foster care, they try to help the parents too, to get them bond back together to be a family again. And it also builds new families. In 2005, there are 523,062 foster kids in the U.S. And the NAC said that there are no unwanted children, just unfound families, and foster care can help those people get found families. And 32% of the people in foster care are ages 1 to 5, which is the majority of them. And only 2% are ages 18 and older, because after they're 18, they're basically an adult, and they can be considered independent. So they just don't send them off into the real world by themselves. They get them helped with housing, schooling, and they get them set up with the basic needs that they need. 41% of them are white, and it's a pretty even male to female ratio, 52 to 48%, so it's not one gender or the other. And over half of the kids that go into the foster care system are eventually reunited with their family. What we can do, we can, obviously not us, but older people, adults, can adopt them. And what this does is you can foster care for them for a little bit. Then if you really like them, you can eventually adopt them. And it's a long process, but eventually you can do it. Why orphanages are bad? They have many high death rates. Actually, according to Dragetta Mueller, November 2014, children raised in orphanage systems are 40 times more likely to have a criminal record and is shockingly 500 times more likely to commit suicide. So that's a big number that we should not have orphanage systems. Another fact is that there's way too many kids in there. One of them has 120 kids and just 40 beds, so it's not enough to share. And they don't normally get meat for food. I was reading a study, and it said that they dropped a piece of meat and someone saw them pick it up and put it back in it because meat is so rare to them. And like I said, they're very small rooms. And some of the orphanage systems are like the movies that you see, they're your cement walls, no flooring and everything, just all bad. In Russia, they have many orphanage systems. They have most orphanage systems. Most of them have disabilities, and that's why they get little or no education, because they have disabilities. Americans cannot adopt from Russia, and they are cut off and isolated from their whole families, and they lack many things. And then what will we do to help? We can do many things when we're older. We can adopt and everything like that. This is why I think we should not have orphanage systems, and we should just continue to have foster care, because foster care, you can eventually adopt them, and it's more like a family-based unit, and it's not just all isolated from everyone else. It's more united and more loving for the children, because you want to make sure that the children feel appreciated and safe. So that is why I think we should not do the orphanage system in America, and we should just stick to our foster care system.
Thank you.